everywhere I go, people are asking me about Josh Heupel and this program being on a heater in recruiting. How surprised are you at where Tennessee's at right now? Is the rush over? Is Tennessee on the downhill slide of things? Is there a lot more news you think pending? Where do you think Tennessee stands big picture wise right now in recruiting at this point?
Obviously, a fantastic run to this point, Brent. In the month of late June, early July, the staff, was expecting a lot of good news. They've gotten a lot of good news. I do think that it's starting to slow down. You got Kamari Blair, who will, make his, announcement coming up tomorrow. We'll see what he elects to do there. Tennessee, Ole Miss seemed like the top two. South Carolina's still swinging there for Kamari Blair. Craig Tutts is headed to Oxford. And then you're looking at, what does Joel Wyatt do? Does he push things into the fall? If he does, then who knows what twists and turns you'll see in that one. Savion Hyder teased a date, but has not put out a date. There's a lot of chatter out there that it could be this month, and we'll see if that ends up coming to fruition. And the other guys are trying to flip. When you look at, Tristan Keys, Tristan Givens, or Hezekiah Harris, those are going to be, you're going to be in the battle for the long haul on those all the way till December. And then the one kid that's not committed that I think will come off the board somewhat relatively early in the football season is Brody Smith after he takes his last couple of official visits in September.
All right. So you mentioned that Tennessee has obviously had a fantastic run here. Exceeded your thoughts, expectations? What did you think it would be like for Tennessee end of June, 1st of July compared to what it's been?
About where I thought they would be. I thought that Joel Wyatt would pick Tennessee and not push things back. That, obviously has changed and slowed things down. Does not want to play edge. Tennessee's told him they can play safety. A lot of schools are, in his ear, telling him that. They're just telling him what you want to hear. Well, I would tell you that you really can't do that in this era. Like, you have to kind of pretty much mean what you say, or the kid's going to leave and it's not going to end well. So you just shoot them straight and go from there. But about where I thought they would be, I think for this class to go above and beyond, it has to land players like Harris or Givens, one of the two, or if not both, at edge. But to me, they've got to land at least one of the 2 5-stars they're chasing after, that being Tristan Keys and Savion Hyder.
Yeah, they've got to land, I guess, that. But, still, to me, it's about what they've got done on defense.
Sure.
And which is really, I guess, somewhat ironic, Eric, and Rob jump in here as well. When you look at this, for all of the Josh Heupel and the offense, their consistency in defense in terms of their recruiting success really has been pretty impressive over the last few years. And obviously, I'm not saying they don't have good offensive players in this class, because they do, but this run here has been highlighted about what they've gotten done defensively, which Rob says a lot about kind of the personality and sort of the identity Tennessee's created under Tim Banks.
Yeah, I completely agree. And argue for sure last year, and I'd probably say 2023, they were better defensively than offensively on that side of the ball. But man, William Inge, hats off. AP, did you see, that coming? Did he have that kind of rep?
No.
Those two kids last week, boom.
He did not, Rob, just based off the fact that he had always been on the West Coast and kind of recruited the West Coast and not recruited in these areas. But you look back to last year, Jaden Perlotti, Jaden Harmon, were 2 nice out-of-state wins. And then they get Brennan in-state. That's a nice in-state win. But, this year, I think getting T.J. White and then to get Braden Rouse was the big one. T.J. White, I think, is a really good player. But, and he had plenty of offers. But, at the end of the day, it kind of came down between Tennessee and Mississippi State. Rouse, you're beating out Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Michigan. It was a big boy recruitment. And he goes in there in the Kale and the relationships proved to be the deciding factor when all things were said and done, and to get it done. So again, Coach Inge has done a nice job of building some relationships with kids, and I think it's paid off.
I think his room helps him recruit too, Eric, when you look at it. You talk to Arion Carter, you talk to the people that play for him. Here's a guy that these guys signed up to play for somebody else, and they're playing now for William Inge. And Eric, they all love this guy. Now, to us, I mean, I think he's a super nice guy. He's a little quirky when he gets behind a microphone. Maybe that's being kind. I mean, it's a little unusual, but I tell you, I mean, the players that play for him seem to really like him. As Austin Price, if you're watching on YouTube, returns from his blacked out negotiator status or whatever was going on there. I'm freezing up. We got all kinds of stuff going on here. But it's interesting. I do think the room and the person, you know, kids talk to other kids when they come on visits. They talk to players on the current team. What's it really like? And I think there's a lot of positive reinforcement about William Inge from the current linebackers that he has in the room. He seems to be very popular with that group of guys.
No, he is, and I mean, we make the joke that it's like everybody's got the jacket on, right? I mean, they're going to the Hall of Fame because they're the best player ever. But he is very much a player's coach. I think he's relatable. I think he likes to joke around and have a good time with those guys. But as we've all seen out there at the practice field, I mean, he gets after it. I mean, it's not all buddy when you're on the practice field. And I think they respect that, and I think that they're able just to kind of grow and kind of relate to him in that sort of way. But again, kind of going back to what Rob and AP were talking about, like, I mean, I didn't know much about him as a recruiter before he got here to Tennessee, but holy crap, man, he's done some work. I mean, the class that they got last year, I really, really like with the Jadens, with Ains from Page High School. And then you go into this cycle. I mean, you're talking about 2 top 100 players and TJ White and Braden Rouse. And that room, again, you go back to what Josh Heupel and Brian Jean-Marie back in 2021 inherited. So much better, so much deeper, so much more talented. They got a lot to prove, don't get me wrong, but I like that linebacker room a lot. I think William Inge has done a heck of a job.
Austin, I want to ask you a couple of specific questions. This is my mailbag from Brent_Hubs here. I do want to ask you, what does the tight end position look like if Snead doesn't stick with Tennessee? What do they do there? Where are they at receiver if there's no Tristan Keys, who we're not going to know about to December? What do you kind of think about those two positions right now? And I ask that with the understanding or the thought that we don't really know what the transfer portal life is going to look like whenever we find out whatever the transfer portal windows are, and who, I mean, is there going to be as much freedom of movement as there's been the last few years with rev share, right?
Absolutely. You don't know what it's going to look like until you get to December. If Snead were to, let's say, flip to Florida, I don't know what Tennessee would do there. They were recruiting the kid who recently committed to Kentucky. That obviously probably take a swing there. Outside of that, I don't know. Maybe go to the portal. Receiver, same thing. Celeste Moa is still out there. And to me, that's still between Tennessee and Utah. Could do something in the next, 24 to 48 hours potentially. We'll see as we tape this on Monday. And we'll see where he goes. His dad played at Utah. But he did push things back. When all the crystal balls and stuff came in for Utah, made me wonder, is there a divide there? Does the family want one thing and the kid want another? I don't know. We'll see. Ultimately, you've got, a little bit of time here as Kelsey Pope continues to work on Celeste, see what he ends up doing, and then and go from there. But if Keys doesn't flip and Moa picks Utah, I would say you're looking at the portal unless you have a fall eval or something like that where Tennessee can kind of, go in on a kid late.
This is for all of you guys because everybody covers sports. Everybody covers football. Or Rob, you've got basketball. Eric, you've got baseball. We all know what the portal has meant for all three sports over the past few years. Do we think there's anything really going to change about the portal? I mean, there's people talking about multi-year deals and you have to buy your way out if you're going to transfer as a possibility there. Rob, do you think in basketball or in football that the portal in terms of what the talent available in the portal, do you think it's going to change in any way, shape, or form? Or do you think it's going to be like it's been the Wild Wild West in the portal world the last few years?
I think it's going to stay the same unless, Danny White gets some momentum behind, a collective bargaining movement. I mean, I just don't see how you're going to stop it. I mean, the multi-year deals, maybe that'll slow it down, but I don't think that's going to be uniform. Maybe a school or two will do it until you realize that, guaranteeing an 18-year-old X amount of dollars for 2 years is not the smartest thing that you can do. But I don't think it's going to change. I know Tennessee's head basketball coach looks at every kid he's recruiting as I'm going to have him for 1 year. And that's his mindset. He hopes that he's going to keep them, but in his mind, they're all 1-year players.
AP, do you
that's common?
AP, do you think it's going to change in any way?
I do think it has the potential to change. I think a lot of it depends on, kind of what kind of other guidelines they put in place here. I mean, if you've got to buy out of things, like I think that could shift a lot of stuff to where kids, alter how they want to do deals. I think there's a strong notion out there that the portal will be much slower. We'll see. I mean, there was also a notion this portal stock was going to be insane, and then I mean, like seriously, like talking heads, they say these things because somebody tells them that, and then it ends up not being a thing. And so, again, I just kind of take it day by day. And if I'm Tennessee, I like Tennessee's approach of recruiting high school kids and dabbling in the portal. I wouldn't want to live in the portal because the money for those portal kids is really steep for guys that are okay, not great. And the few elite guys that there are that go in, they already know where they're going because of tampering before they even get going.